From backslamming KOs to fighters fighting in strange attire that Dana White doesn't approve of, we are here to list some of the most WTF moments in the UFC. Diego Sanchez walkout. A UFC event or a live exorcism? It was really hard to tell watching Diego Sanchez's walkout before he took on Jake Ellenberger. Maybe not as iconic as his yes walkout, but it was a bit odder than that. It's not like Ellenberger brings an ominous or evil presence into the octagon with him. He's a good enough guy, but for some reason, Sanchez thought that he needed to use a cross to guide him on his way to the octagon. Fans who know Diego would still find this to be weird, but it's Diego, and the man always brings it. For those that were unfamiliar with him, well, this was a very accurate representation of him. Not the cross exactly, but the intensity and the aura of that follows his every move. Dennis Hallman's attire. If Dennis Hallman were to be in the UFC's Hall of Fame, it would be for being the most aerodynamic fighter. This is thanks to his choice of shorts. As he entered the octagon for his UFC 133 bout against Brian Ebersol, he stripped out of his normal clothes to only be in his fight gear, but his fight outfit was rather exposing. What compelled him to do that? A lost bet, or he simply did not have enough sponsors, so he got rid of the blank fabric. Did he think this was the coolest look ever? According to him, he did indeed lose a bet, but that doesn't exactly close the door on the other options. Bryce Mitchell, your camo shorts campaign was admirable, but move over. Hey Venom, give our fighters some Speedo options at long last. Ben Askren loses his zero in record-breaking time. What's the only thing in the world faster than Jon Anik plugging Modelo? A beer brewed for those with a fighting spirit. In this case, it was Jorge Masvidal running at Askren like I ran towards the ice cream truck as a kid, or yesterday. Askren, the man who replaced Demetrius Johnson on the UFC roster as part of an exclusive one-time only trade, lost his sophomore bout in 5 seconds. The knockout really only took about 3 seconds. Everyone who viewed the spectacle must have taken aback, as shooting in for double leg takedowns can produce serious repercussions. Jon Anik gets personal. Andre Ewell, Chris Gutierrez, need a shoulder? Many fighters, scratch that, everyone in the world is taking on their own battles, and some of them may be silent. However, when Jon Anik has a hot microphone and you're on public television, he may spill some information that you may want to keep under wraps, or at least out of the UFC fandom's eye. Unwarrantedly, Anik brought up, mind you, that both of these fighters are going through custody battles with their children. This is not a pertinent statistic. It'll never be part of the tale of the tape, and it really didn't need to be said. But you know what? Anik is gonna Anik. We hate to laugh at another person's misfortune, but this was just too bizarre to not scoff at a little. But hey, everyone can make mistakes, and in this instance, Anik's slip-up certainly created a true WTF moment. If you were a UFC fighter, what weird fact would Jon Anik say about you? Nico Price being creative. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to one of the most creative fighters in the UFC, Nico Price. When taking on Randy Brown, Nico had to get creative to get his hand raised. At the time, Brown hadn't lost a bout via strikes. Price threatened Brown with a very general leg lock, and Brown tried to circle out of this position. However, Nico used one of his butterfly hooks to hold Randy's head into a stationary position. Randy was thinking, you can't touch this, but Price went into full MC Hammer mode. Get it? Because he then hammer fisted him a lot. Whatever, it might not be a good joke, but yeah, Price landed these strikes from a weird position, and the next thing we know, Brown was out cold.
If you're as obsessed with all things MMA like we are, make sure to follow Sportskeeda MMA on all of our social media platforms.